Welcome to Blessed Them Boys, a podcast that firmly believes that bullying works. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of who dat and one fan of dat win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
Our patron Saint / Cowboy of the week is offensive guard Montre Holland. Montre Holland was born in Jefferson, Texas, with a defect in his right leg that required the doctors to break the bone and fuse his growth plates together in 7th grade. Accepted a scholarship from Florida State and was a backup guard as a redshirt freshman. He then moved into the starting role, started 29 straight games before declaring for the draft, was selected by the Saints in the 4th round, pick 102 of the 2003 draft. As a rookie, Holland made 7 starts, appeared in all 16 games. The next year, he was named full-time starter at right guard, but missed 3 games due to a torn ligament in his right knee. He would start 2005 as a reserve, but eventually moved into the starting lineup when free agent Jermaine Mayberry, turned out to be a bust. Wait, the Saints signed somebody and he turned out to be a bust?
I know, it's shocking, isn't it?
Never heard of it. 2007, he would sign a free agency with the Denver Broncos and started all 16 games. In 2008, he reported at training camp out of shape, lost his starting position. He was traded late August to the Cowboys for a 5th-round pick to replace the injured Kyle Kozier.
Kosher? I think it was like Kozier or Kosher. I can't remember exactly.
Our apologies to Mr. Kozier or Kozier.
Yeah.
Holland started 7 games with this says started 7 games with 2 starts. I mean, played 7 games.
Played 7 games with 2. Appeared in 7 games with 2 starts.
That's what I thought. I was like, the Cowboys attempted to convert Holland to a center, but it failed, and he was declared inactive for all 16 games.
Really?
Sorry, that's just funny.
Really botched that one.
He spent 2010 as a reserve. Was released in 2011 before the season due to being out of shape again. He would eventually be re-signed due to injuries. Yeah, I see a pattern. Yeah. And went on to start 10 games before suffering a partially torn bicep and being placed on IR. In 2012, he could not reach an agreement with the Cowboys, so he chose to retire. All totaled, 8 seasons, played 99 games, 60 starts, recovered 1 fumble. And the whole time I'm reading that, every time I hear Holland, I think of the Seinfeld opening with
Who are the Dutch? Holland
well, I'm
is
Paul
the
the Saints
Netherlands.
fan.
Holland he is the Netherlands.
And I'm Paul the Saints fan.
And I'm Brandon the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts. And now here's a word from our sponsor, Izzy.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
Ooh.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it. It's go time. It's go time.
Brandon, should we let the fine folks at home behind the curtain a little bit to say that we got on here, we were ready to go. We were going to have our patron Saint Cowboy be Alvin Harper, and then you realized that Alvin Harper never played for the Saints.
He did not actually play. He was on the Saints briefly.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure at some point in time playing Immaculate Grid, I have tried to use Alvin Harper as a Saint Cowboy match. So we had to improvise a little bit, and so shout out to someone we'll hear from a little bit later, Donnie, because Montre Holland played for not only our 2 teams but also his beloved Broncos. We do have some correspondence from Donnie. If you want to send us some correspondence, you can do so. blessedemboys@gmail.com. BLESSDEMBOYZ. You can follow us on Twitter at bless_dem_boys, on X. You follow myself at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon at Ball from Grace. We're still on Blue Sky, even though we're not on there no every
know.
day or any day.
I don't think I've logged on in like a couple of weeks at this point.
You know what? Let's hang on. Let's check out the temperature here on Blue Sky. We can also, if you're checking us out here on YouTube, our live stream, first of all, thank you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Leave us a rating and review. Leave us a comment. Have we gotten any new subscribers over the last week?
No, I haven't been. This week I was bad because of work was so like terrible. Like I was just like not. I didn't have a chance to post. What I usually do is post. I'll like schedule our like little clips, our like mini clips.
Oh yeah.
Out for like the week, and I like just never. I got one of them up about you talking about La Cineaga or
I'm calling you. And yeah, I actually wanted to mention that because I used the term diegetic wrong. I said non-diegetic, and it actually was diegetic. So
that's anathema.
That's anathema. Yeah. It's so just put that on the list of offenses I've made. If you're not checking us out on YouTube, you can check the show out on Spotify and Apple. Again, leave a rating and review. We just passed a year, so thanks to everybody who's been along for the ride. We appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots.
Tell the bots.
Tell the bots.
I feel like I haven't seen a bot. Seen very many bots lately.
Is Elon? Is he clamping down on the bots? Maybe.
I know he must. He must be. It's a shame. We need those people. We need their support.
He's doing the Lord's work, I guess.
I think all our Russian listeners are too busy with negotiating the war in Ukraine to an end. That's our problem.
Well, shout out to them. I mean, everybody be safe out there. All right, we'll get to some football here in a minute. Maybe talk a couple other sports too. But before that, we here at Bless Them Boys pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, All
right, Brandon, what shenanigans you get up to non-football related this week?
So we had friends over. So it was like I said, work's been like insane lately, and so haven't really gotten up too much. I'm still need to catch up, finish watching the season of the Leopard / El Gato Pardo. I need to get my fancy Pooh Bear meme back out. But this Saturday, we did have some friends over for dinner. So I cooked. I made some gnocchi. I made some fish. So speaking of talking about fish, I did make some like fish. It's like fried fish and potatoes, and then it's deep fried, battered and deep fried. So I made that.
Go on.
So
you have my attention.
Yeah, so that was good. I made that with a remoulade sauce, and then I also on Sunday. You'll appreciate this. I just had some leftovers for dinner. I made crawfish etouffee. For
very nice, very nice.
I think that was like my first.
Crawfish not in season right now, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got some frozen from A2B. You can get anything frozen these days. So, so I did that. I think that was like my first time making crawfish etouffee, and it like wasn't difficult at all. Like it. I'm
a bad Cajun. I don't know how to do it. So
oh man, it was pretty simple. It was really just like, I mean, the main part is like getting your roux done and then throwing in some vegetables to cook up a little bit, and then tossing in the crawfish.
Toss in some onions, some bell pepper.
Onion, bell peppers, and celery and garlic. I think was So that was pretty much it. And then I've still been gambling on hockey with my flip coins. Have not had a great week this week. I'm still up overall. I think I'm still like plus 9,000 coins right now. But just like I've had days where it's either I'll make a slight profit or I'll be like negative like one unit.
Yeah.
But what I also did discover is that you know how you said you get 1,000 coins a day from Fliff. So what you actually can do now is actually you can get 1,000 coins every 2 hours. So you go and claim your free 1,000 coins, and then like it'll give you a timer, a countdown for 2 hours, and then you can go back and get another 1,000 coins. And so I've increased the size of my bets for for hockey.
I just got a $10 boost from Underdog today. I don't know if it was just a special they were running or something.
I need to get back into Underdog. I haven't done that this year because I used to just I would go in every week and make like a all touchdown parlay, and I haven't done that this year. I need to do that again at some point.
So I think Underdog is now taking bets on spreads, at least.
I think that's right.
Because I'm looking at it right now. They've got a live spread on Rockets Thunder, which I have on the TV here.
What is that? What's that live spread right now?
So the score right now is 67-60 Rockets. It's in the third quarter, about 6 minutes left. Thunder money line right now is plus 122. The live money line is plus 122. I want to say before the game was like minus, or maybe it'd been even money. But
that's not going to be good for your parlay.
No, yeah, I laid 6.5 with the Thunder, and then I took the Warriors money line for the.
Yeah, who told you who told you to make that? Who told you to make? What
idiot
told you to
go
make
through that? I don't have to divulge. I don't have to divulge my sources. It's all right.
Maybe I'll stick to hockey. At least there, I'm making a profit.
Now, if you want to divulge yourself, then I can't stop you from that. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah. So Paul said, "Do you have any leans today on these basketball bets?" I said, "Yeah, I think I'm feeling the Thunder tonight." You know, I figured they're raising the banner at home. Wouldn't you want to come out and destroy your competition? So,
but like I told you, it's a Kevin Durant revenge game. It looks like right now.
So apparently, the Rockets starting lineup tonight has more minutes played. I can't remember if it's minutes or games, but more like either minutes or games played for the Oklahoma City Thunder than the Oklahoma City Thunder lineup does.
Well, yeah, because they got Adams. They got
Steven Adams too. Exactly. So
it's an immaculate. If you want to know Rockets Thunder immaculate grid matches, you want to watch this game.
Just watch the game. The only other thing was today I found a new album to recommend. The album's called From the Pyre by a British group called The Last Dinner Party. Really good. It's got kind of a like old like 70s rock sort of feel at some places. So I really enjoyed that. And I will say, you know how I told you that my fancy Pooh Bear meme was finding an artist on Spotify with less than 100,000 monthly listeners?
Yep.
And then either last week or the week before, I talked about this new album from an artist called Prune, Prewn. So when I found them, they were at like 70,000 monthly listeners. I went back and checked today, and it is now 230,000.
Wow!
So your boy was in early.
So is it possible that some of our listeners have contributed to their,
maybe those bots are on. Maybe the bots are on Spotify.
Just saying. Like, again, if you're here, if you're listening, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. So
maybe we need to. We can see about getting some backstage passes for our show.
Sure. I haven't checked them out yet, but what remind me was what kind of Prune?
That was the one that was like kind of like a grungy sort of rock with the sort of Alanis Morissette / Fiona Apple style vocals. So
okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll try to. I'll check it out. He said, meaning he probably won't. Like he'll forget. Nothing against the band. It's just.
I know we always say like I'm going to check that out, and then you never have time for it.
Yeah, I'll put it right at the top of the list. And
So what did you get up to, Paul?
All right, so Criterion Challenge still going strong. 2025 only knocked out one film this week. So the category here was random spine number. So basically, you had to go to the Criterion collection, the full collection, see what the total was, and I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but basically pick a random number between 1 and that number, and whatever you come out with, go to that film and watch that film. And it was kind of appropriate. The film that came up was a film called Downhill Racer, which stars both Robert Redford and Gene Hackman, who both passed
Oh.
away this year. So obviously Robert Redford more recently, but so it's basically Robert Redford plays a skier, a downhill skier, who is it's kind of the typical, like, he's over competitive. He, like, all he wants to do is be the best downhill skier in the world. Gene Hackman is the coach of the USA team. It's the most impressive thing about the film, honestly, is how they film the runs down the hill.
Uh-huh.
Like, there's literally one from like the POV of Redford. Like, you're the cameras, you're following the camera down this hill, and it's really quite something. I would check it out if you have a chance. Trying to remember how I watched it. Was it on
Criterion Channel?
Maybe might have been Criterion Channel. Okay, I want to say it's also on that. A lot of Robert Redford movies are available right now because obviously he just passed away. So
Right.
just do a search. You should be able to. It might, at least if nothing else, will be on Tubi or one of those services. Okay, so I had an interesting connection. So this is one of those. This happens to me every once in a while, where, like, I'll watch a couple films and find out that they're connected, and through I didn't plan on this happening, basically. So let me go through this. So I watched Black Swan. Are you familiar with Black Swan?
Black Swan is great. I've actually wanted to
Yeah.
go back and rewatch that. What is that? Is that on something?
What did I watch it on? I want to say I watched it on HBO Max, maybe.
That movie is great. I need to go back and watch that.
I may have had to use the VPN to watch it now that I think about it.
Oh no.
But hang on. Please hold. No, it's on Hulu.
Oh, good.
Or I guess you could also watch it on Disney Plus if you have the bundle.
Yeah, I got that. Because college basketball's about to start up again, and so
Yeah.
I added the ESPN Plus back. I did like the cheap version of ESPN Plus because they got the new ESPN Select that's like $1 billion.
Yeah, so we had the original bundle from way back when, where you got Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus, and I upgraded it. The problem is it's under my wife's Disney account, and all of my ESPN related stuff is under my account, obviously. So I have to it
goofs everything up.
Not ideal, but you work around it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Black Swan, wonderful film, Darren Aronofsky. I actually watched another Darren Aronofsky film this week. I'll talk about that here in a minute, but I want to keep going here. Then I watched a movie called The Edge, which is 1997. Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin. Anthony Hopkins is like this really smart billionaire. Alec Baldwin, he's married to a model, and I apologize, I can't remember the actress's name, but anyway, so Alec Baldwin is like a photographer, and they go up to like Alaska, like somewhere in the mountainous area of the United States, might even been Colorado, and Baldwin, like Hopkins, kind of suspects Baldwin of like trying to get rid of him so that he could be with his wife and all this stuff. Anyway, so they go on a flight, they take like a puddle jumper to go scout an area to do a photo shoot, and the plane crashes. And so Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin have to survive, and they are accosted by a very large bear. I think it was a brown bear, but can't remember.
Paul, I looked up who the woman actress is. You should
Okay.
be ashamed of yourself for not remembering who
Uh-oh.
this was.
What happened? Who was it?
Nude backgammon with Elle McPherson.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I thought it was Elle McPherson, but I wasn't sure. Of course, the Seinfeld connection. So anyway, they have to survive out in the wild. It's kind of one of those like survival type things. Very very good movie. I highly recommend it. But here's the connection. So the third movie in this, I guess, trilogy, if you will. They're not really a trilogy, but
It's not an actual
have you
trilogy.
have you heard of the movie Annihilation by Alex Garland? It's based on a novel. So it stars Natalie Portman from Black Swan, and she comes into contact in the movie with a bear, like they do in The Edge. Kind of a sci-fi-ish movie. So Natalie Portman is a biologist whose husband or boyfriend, who's played by Oscar Isaac, is a soldier. He goes off to war. He comes back. She thinks he's dead. He comes back, and he's got like something wrong with him. He's not himself. And then immediately after she sees him, he gets violently ill, like has to go to the hospital. But then on the way to the hospital, their like ambulance is basically commandeered, for lack of a better word, by this like government agency.
Not by the bear.
Not by the bear. No. The bear doesn't show up there. And so Natalie Portman's basically trying to figure out like what was her husband doing, and then so it basically becomes that, and it basically revolves around this I'm gonna get the term wrong, but like basically this sphere that is around this lighthouse somewhere in like upper Northeast America that they think is alien. They're trying to figure out, what it
It's
entails.
like a
and all that.
biodome or something.
Like a biodome. Thank you. That's good. That's a good description. So she, being a biologist, volunteers for this mission to go out with a group of scientists, soldiers. The whole Tessa Thompson is one of the soldiers. If you know who Tessa Thompson is,
That name sounds familiar.
I know her best from the Marvel. She's been in the Thor movies. But anyway, so that's my connection. So you have Black Swan starring Natalie Portman, The Edge featuring a bear, and Annihilation, which features Natalie Portman and a bear. So, not to spoil anything, I will mention the other Darren Aronofsky film that I watched is The Whale, the Brendan Fraser movie. That he
Oh
won the
yeah,
Oscar for a couple years ago.
okay, yeah. You told me about.
Yeah,
because you said he likes to get out there. Like his movies are
Aronofsky. Kind of... So he's the same guy who did Requiem for a Dream. If you've seen Requiem for a Dream,
yep.
He did the Wrestler, Black Swan, obviously, and then The Whale. Yeah, his movies are like he's very interested in like what drives humans. I don't want to say crazy, but like obsession. I would say like if you like Black Swan, you've seen like obviously that movie's about a ballerina who's obsessed with being the very best, obsessed with perfection, and it drives. And she falls into this descent into madness. The Whale is about Brendan Fraser plays a professor. I don't want to give too much away, but like he plays a professor who is morbidly obese, who basically is trying to reconcile with his daughter, who he hasn't seen in quite some time. His daughter is played by Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. If you've seen Stranger Things, she's the redheaded Max, I believe is her name in Stranger Things. But yeah, I would recommend. I will say, so Brendan Fraser won the Oscar for this part.
Oh, that's right.
Completely deserved. I completely deserve it. The movie itself is kind of like, meh. Like it's kind of so like. All you need to know is Brendan Fraser won the Oscar. The film was not even nominated, I don't think, for Best Picture. So, like that'll kind of give you an idea. Also want to mention I did finish Task on HBO. That wrapped up. It's apparently they're going to do a season 2, which I don't necessarily know how. Without giving too much away, I don't necessarily know how they do a season 2, but if they do, I'll definitely watch it. This
Do you
season
think
was
it could be like a thing like
like True Detective.
True Detective, where it's like
That's
basically
that's what I'm thinking it'll be, but until I guess they did leave a couple of loose threads that they could maybe pull on for a season 2, but excuse me. Oh, Oklahoma City back within 2 points now.
ooh, how much time's left?
77 to 75. Got about 43 seconds left in the third quarter.
Oh, that's plenty. That's plenty of time.
Plenty of time, yeah. Plenty of time. There was something else I wanted to mention that I watched, but watched the first 3 episodes of Mindhunter on Netflix.
Okay.
Heard of Mindhunter? It's
Yeah, the name sounds familiar.
so the first episode, maybe the first 2 episodes were directed by David Fincher, who you might know from Fight Club,
Yep.
Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yeah, he's
Social
done a lot of
Network.
he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, great director. So this is basically it follows. I don't know. I know it's based off a true story, but I don't know like how much truth is there. But basically, it's the development of the FBI Behavioral Sciences Department. So like in the 70s, like these 2 guys who work for the FBI are trying to develop a methodology around how to identify and also handle serial killers, basically like how to and as part of that they interview. So in the first or second and third episode there's extended portions where they're actually interviewing a serial killer in jail, who's based off a real serial killer. So if you like Fincher's vibe, I would definitely recommend this show. And when I say Fincher's vibe, I mean more like Seven, Zodiac, like those kind of movies, not like Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Like Curious Case of Benjamin Button is definitely an outlier in the Fincher. It's still a great movie. I love it.
The 3-hour incredibly slow movie.
Yeah, I get it. I rewatched it recently. I think I talked about it on the show. I really like it, but I could see why people are maybe not as fond of it. But yeah, that's it for me. Anything else you want to mention before we move on?
No, I think we can move on to our college picks.
Yeah, bad week for your boy.
The Reaper finally came.
The Reaper finally came. 4-6 for me. 51 and 29 overall. So I'm still doing okay. I'm still in the top 100, I think.
Yeah, you still got an edge on me, but I did make it. I made up 2 games this week.
Yeah, you're 6 and 4. Yeah, it was the 2 we were head to head, right? The Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Tennessee, Alabama, and then let's see, I don't remember what the other one was.
It was one of the last ones.
Yeah,
Notre Dame, USC.
Yeah, that's what it was. For me, I didn't watch. I'm trying to think.
I don't think I watched any college football this week. I didn't even watch the UT game this week. Thankfully, that was a disaster.
I heard they squeaked it out. Yeah, squeaked out a win there against Kentucky.
Apparently, I saw somebody posting from Georgia who was like a Georgia fan, and they're like you're not a true member of the SEC until you've sweated out a tough trip to Lexington, and they posted like some old Georgia scores where they like barely escaped, and so like I don't think it's like the easiest place to play for some reason.
Well, I definitely recall years ago, we're talking like 20 years ago now, the Bluegrass Miracle for LSU when Kentucky thought they had the game won. They even dumped the bucket on, I don't remember who the coach was at the time, and then LSU throws pass, gets tipped, wide receiver just happens to be in the right place at the right time, catches it on the run, runs into the end zone, no time left, LSU wins. Like, that's it. So yeah, I would agree with that assessment. It is, you don't just roll into Lexington and get a win.
Yeah, it's not.
The one game I did have some interest in and I watched was LSU Vanderbilt. Um, and, good win for Vanderbilt. First time they're favored in like
Since
a
like
long time.
since like World War One.
Yeah. And so they win that game, and College Game Day will now be in Nashville this week for the Missouri Vanderbilt game. We'll pick that game here in a minute. It's on our list here. So good for Vanderbilt, man, for them to,
We should also point out that this is probably the beginning of the if it wasn't already, this is the beginning of the end for Brian Kelly. Like I don't see how much longer he's gonna last after the season that they're having.
So far this season we've had Arkansas, Penn State, and now Florida fire their head coaches. A lot of Nick Saban to Florida talk, or I should say, Florida is going to be interested in Nick Saban. Which I'm interested in losing 50 pounds. It doesn't mean it's going to happen.
There's also a lot of talk about. I think Florida State is in kind of. It seems like. Norvell is probably on his last, which former Memphis head coach.
Former Memphis head coach.
And so, like, it seemed like he had turned it around to start the season, like he'd found a quarterback that worked for him.
Well,
they beat Alabama by
and now Alabama looks like one of the best teams in the country now. So
and then it just like somehow after that one loss on Friday night where they got like. I don't remember who it was, but they stormed the field and it looked just like a mass of humanity within like seconds of the ball being incomplete.
Wake Forest?
Yeah, that sounds right. So they lost that game and it's just been downhill since then, really.
Speaking of Friday night upsets, we should mention Louisville beating Miami, who was number 2 in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Time. Yeah, so very possible. Well,
that ACC, man, it's madness.
It's a madhouse. So right now the top 2 teams in the country are both Big Ten schools, Ohio State and Indiana. And then the other Texas school in College Station they're number 3, which is probably the highest they've been in quite a while.
I always wait for them. They seem like they usually have seasons like this where they'll have like a good season to start and then they'll fall off a cliff. So I'm hoping that the end is coming soon.
The other undefeated teams in the top 25, you got Georgia Tech at number 7. They're 7-0. BYU is number 11. They're 7-0. And that looks like it's it. Vanderbilt, number 10. Vanderbilt, a top 10 school. Good for them.
Wild stuff, Jerry.
Your Longhorns hanging on there. They're number 23 right now. And this is the AP. That's the AP poll. All right, you want to pick some games here?
Let's get to it.
Hang on. Let me one sec. So we got again 10 games here. We're going to pick against the spread. College. I guess I need to check how our buddy Andy's doing because he also is in this pick'em league. My phone's not cooperating, so let me just pull it up on my computer here because I have it in our document, but I also need to actually make the picks myself. So, all right. We'll start off UCLA, who actually, after firing their coach, I forgot to mention they also fired their coach this year.
Oh, that's right.
They are. I want to say they've won 2 or 3 in a row, or maybe 2 out of 3.
I think 2. Like I think they've won 2.
Okay. They're heading to Bloomington to take on the Hoosiers, the number 2 ranked Hoosiers, and the Hoosiers are laying 24.5. I think I'm going to take the points here.
I'm going to lay the points.
You're laying the points? Yeah, maybe I'll lay the point. I don't. Yeah. I'll lay the points. You convince me.
This guy does not care. No.
Well, he also doesn't care about spreads though. Like he like, you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. Up next here, Virginia, the Cavaliers, the University of Virginia, traveled to North Carolina to take on the Fighting Belichicks. Yeah, things are going great in Chapel Hill, by the way. Ooh. Home underdogs are the Tar Heels. They are getting 9.5. I'm laying the points with the Cavaliers. I don't know much about Virginia, but I know about North Carolina.
I feel like I'm going to be contrarian here. I'm going to take the
Just for-
points.
Just to do it, huh?
You know, they call it Chapel Bill, but they actually changed the wrong letter. It should be Chapel Hell.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here's your don't adjust your sets, but here's your college game day game of the week. Missouri 6-1 travels to Nashville to face the Vanderbilt Commodores, also 6-1. Vanderbilt -3.5 here. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with the Commodores. I believe.
I'm going to take the points.
All right. Well,
Missouri.
I believe in Diego.
Diego Pavia.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years. They're called doctors.
Van Wilder. Do you remember that movie?
Oh yeah. Well, I was quoting Tommy Boy.
Oh yes.
All right. Up next, another SEC matchup here: the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Which, by the way, I found out our buddy Donnie, he's a Crimson Tide fan.
Really?
I didn't realize.
That's an odd combination.
Yeah, it is. But I think his parents both went there. I think.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. There is a connection then.
I'll have to double check my sources there, but I think there is a connection there. But the Crimson Tide, number 4 in the country, they are traveling to South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks. They are laying, Alabama that is laying 13.5. I'm going to lay the points with the Crimson Tide.
Same.
All right, we finally agree on one. Up next, we got a Big 12 matchup. Oklahoma, another school that fired their coach, Oklahoma State, travels to Lubbock, take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas Tech coming off a loss to Arizona State, trying to get the pieces back together. They're laying 38.5 points. That feels like a lot of points.
It feels like Texas Tech needs to send a message, though, right?
Yeah, I'll lay the points.
I'm laying the points. Too bad. It's too bad. Gosh, Mike Gundy's not. Yeah, it's a shame he's not here because I could say I'm a man. Their favorite. I'm an underdog by 40.
Yeah, right. You're an underdog by 40 is what you are. Yeah. All right. Up next, a classic ACC matchup. The Stanford Cardinal traveling to Miami. Miami coming off that loss that we talked about a minute ago. Miami is laying 30.5. Stanford, for the record, is 3-4. So I think I'm gonna lay the 30.5.
I'm laying the points. I debated, but
I think showing from Carson Beck too in the Louisville game.
What, he threw 4 interceptions and no touchdowns or something like that?
It was old. It was like Georgia. It was like last year Georgia or Carson Beck.
Yeah, it was. That was ugly. I did see a little bit of that game. I don't know.
Yeah, it needs to bounce back here. All right, up next, a Big Ten matchup. Wisconsin, who has not scored a point in 2 weeks. They got shut out by Iowa and Ohio State. Traveling to Oregon to take on the Ducks. Ducks are laying 34.5. I mean, I'm going to lay the points. I mean, I'm done.
Yeah, until Wisconsin scores.
I don't know what I mean, I didn't watch a lot of the Iowa-Wisconsin game. But I watched it enough. I mean, like that offense just doesn't look good. I mean, and getting shut out by Ohio State's no.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's nothing to be ashamed of. But you know. All right, we got 2 more here. Another Big Ten matchup. We got Michigan, the Battle of Michigan here. Michigan Wolverines travel to East Lansing to take on the Michigan State Spartans. The Spartans are getting 14.5 points. Man, I don't know where the Spartans are 3-4. Wolverines are 5-2. I think I'm gonna take the points with Michigan State.
Go blue.
You're gonna go blue. Okay, that's fine. Your boy Jordan Lewis, former Cowboy. He's a Michigan alum.
That is
from years
correct.
gone by.
So is Mozzie Smith, who
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah, forgot about that.
and Luke Schoonamaker.
Oh yeah. So I lied. We don't have. We had 3 more left. Now we have 2 more left. SEC. We talked about it. Don't just waltz into Kentucky, get a win. Tennessee's going to waltz in. They are laying.
Are they going to cover? Is the question.
Are they going to cover? They're going to lay 9.5. I'm laying the 9.5 with Tennessee against my better judgment. Tennessee coming off. Did they lose recently?
Yeah, they just lost to Alabama, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what it was. Because I took the point. That's right. Because I took the points there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm taking the points here. I'm taking Kentucky.
The Wildcats. Yeah. And then last but certainly not least, our local University of Houston Cougars, who are, by the way, 6-1 on the season. They're traveling out to Arizona to take on Arizona State, coming off that big win against Texas Tech. Sun Devils laying 8.5. I think I'm going to take the 8.5 with the Cougars.
I am too.
Yeah, support the local. Got to support the team.
I want to support the Cougars.
The Cougars, yeah. All right. Before we move on to the professional ranks, I'm going to take a brief time out here.
Okay.
You want to camp?
I'll camp for you. Let me update you on some hockey scores.
There you go. Yeah. see how your degenerative gambling habits going.
All right, let's talk about the games that have finished for tonight. The New Jersey Devils traveled to Toronto and got a 5-2 win. I was on the Devils at plus 100 there. Oilers closed out the Senators 3-2 in Ottawa. I was on the Senators. Islanders took care of the Sharks at home 4-3. I was on the Islanders minus pretty big money there. The Sharks are not good. Penguins, who I was not on. The Canucks are the bane of my existence right now because I've lost every game I bet on or against them. So the Penguins took out the Canucks at home. They won 5-1. And the Washington Capitals took care of the Seattle Kraken 4-1. I was on the Capitals. That was also a big money line. Right now, my Dallas Stars are trailing the Columbus Blue Jackets 2-1 heading into the third. Bruins and Panthers are tied up 2-2 as Brad Marchand makes his return trip to Boston as a member of the reigning champion Florida Panthers, who are still without a couple of key pieces there, as Matthew Tkachuk and one of their other players is sidelined. In St. Louis at the end of 2, the Blues trail the Kings 1-0, and in Nashville, the Predators trail the Ducks 4-2. I am on the home teams in both of those, so looking to get back, looking for a comeback in those games. In late action, I am on the Avalanche, who are 5-0-1 right now. They travel to Utah to play the Utah Mammoth, who just recently revealed their mascot, Tusky. I'll have to see what Paul thinks of Tusky once he gets back. Let's see if we can check in on the NBA scores, too.
I heard you talking about Tusky.
Yes. Paul, I dare
say, Brandon, I dare say I am a mammoth fan of Tusky.
Oh, yeah, you're a mammoth fan of Tusky?
I like them.
I got I forgot to say in the I did stay up to watch last night because I was watching the Lions Buccaneers game, and then I had it on split screen between that and the game 7.
Yep.
And the Mariners were up 3-1. It was tied 1-1, and then the Mariners scored a couple of runs. And as I'm watching that game, I just keep thinking, I was like, it's going to happen like that, because the Mariners were up 3-2 in the series.
Yep.
And you think that, and they're 1 win away. They go back to Toronto. They lose that game. It gets to game 7. They are up late in the game. It's like the bottom of the 7th. Toronto gets two runners on. George Springer comes up and just crushes a ball into the left field seats. And you can just you just felt like it was coming the whole time, just because of the Mariners. It's the Mariners, and that's what they do. And so my timeline of a couple of people that I know who are Mariners fans. I know Dave Hellman, who had formerly covered the Cowboys, who now works for the Athletic Football Show. Mina Kimes, obviously, just lamenting the fact that the Mariners did what they always do.
It was weird because obviously Seahawks were at home last night in the late Monday night game, and then the Mariners are in Toronto playing. So if you're a Seattle fan and you're a Seahawks Mariners fan, like Mina Kimes is, it was kind of a stressful night. Well, the Seahawks not so much, but
no, I mean they made it a little more stressful than it needed to be toward the end. It seemed like.
But yeah, I mean, listen, I did you get the meme I sent you, the Seinfeld related meme about the?
Oh yeah, what was it? Oh yeah, yeah, you lost.
We made it to game 7 of the ALCS. It's like,
yeah, you lost.
but you still haven't been to a world, or you still haven't won a pennant or something like that.
Yeah.
I did not realize they were the only team in baseball to never win a pennant, which is.
I saw a meme that it was like a Simpsons meme. It was like, you made it to the World Series, and you're like, what? You haven't? it was the Rockies and the Mariners.
Oh man,
that was it.
Oh,
are they really the only team that's never won a pennant?
That's what I read today. I mean, unless I missed something. I mean, I guess we could go through.
Yeah,
because the Rockies have. By the way, while you're looking that up, I forget what it was. I think I sent it to Donnie. It was something like the last time. Somebody tweeted out, I was like, the last time this happened, something happened, and they went through the 3 things. And
was it the it was one series goes 7 games, other series is a sweep?
Maybe. No, it was something more. Hang on. I'm going to find it. But anyway, the punchline was the Rockies were good.
Oh.
And I'm like, but it was a football related tweet. And it's like, man, Rockies catching strays just for.
Okay, so White Sox, Guardians, Tigers, Royals, Twins all have.
Yep.
Cubs, Reds, Brewers, Pirates, Cardinals. Yes.
Yep.
Orioles, Red Sox, Yankees, Rays, Blue Jays.
Yep.
Braves, Marlins, Mets, Phillies, Nationals. Yes.
Yep.
Athletics. Yes. Astros, Angels, Mariners. No. Rangers. Yes.
Yep. Angels 20 years ago, but yeah, that happened.
Diamondbacks, Rockies, Dodgers, Padres, Giants. So yeah, only 1 out of 30.
So here's what it was. The first time Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco played each other, December 7th, 2009. Instagram didn't exist. You couldn't take an Uber. Avatar wasn't created. Rockies were good at baseball. That's the tweet.
That was the punchline.
I said that to Donnie, and Donnie said, "Well, to be fair, the Rockies were indeed good that year."
Yes, it was true.
They're not lying. So,
all right.
You want to get to the recap here?
Yeah, games. We have to start with the sad note.
Yeah, well, hang on before we get there. Week 7, teams on a bye. Ravens presented by Jonathan Ogden. Bills presented by Josh Reed, and Yeah, speaking of Rodgers and Flacco, the reason that tweet was pertinent is they were playing each other. BW Webb presents Bengals 33, Steelers 31. I'll confess my sins here. So watching the game, Steelers are up 10-0 pretty quick in the first quarter. And I texted you, and as soon as I hit send, I'm like, "Damn it! Why did I send this?"
Do you want to say what you said? Say it.
No, I texted. I said, "Man, 10 points might be just enough for the Steelers tonight because the Bengals' offense just looked not
DOA.
good in the DOA." And then my second sin was I completely forgot that this was our survivor pick for the week. For some reason, in my head, I was like, no, I remember us talking through it, and I remember thinking like, no, we landed on, I couldn't remember what we landed on, but I remember I was like, oh, we landed on something else. And then, yeah, sure enough.
Crazy Joe Davola's going to put the kibosh on it.
Yep. Well, the good news is we both took the Bengals plus 5.5, so at least that hit. This definitely felt like a must win for the Bengals, obviously.
Well, how many targets did Jamar Chase end up with? Like 30?
Yeah. Somebody said he had Justin Fields numbers. Like if you look at his
stat line.
Look at his stat line. But think of like targets as attempts,
Did you see the reaction Joe Flacco had when Jamar Chase actually like didn't catch the ball? He he looked like shocked. He was like his jaw like hit the floor. Like he was like couldn't believe that the guy had dropped the ball.
Was it like the Justin Tucker meme when he missed the extra point against the Saints at one time? With
something like that.
His eyes like bugged out. Anyway,
pretty much.
Yeah, so I said this last week. We'll talk about the Ravens are off. I guess this is appropriate because the Ravens are on a bye week. I said the Ravens are still going to make the playoffs, and I think it's because the Steelers are subject to a game like this every once in a while, where like they got no business losing this game, and they lose.
And this is why someone said that Mike Tomlin sees Joe Flacco in his nightmares. You could tell because he was complaining about the Browns trading him within the division.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was like, didn't he say something about? Yeah.
Oh, he was mad about it.
Well, I forgot. One of my favorite, because I remember last year. I remember one of my upset picks early last year was like the Browns to beat the Steelers. And I said it was because Joe Flacco knows how to do one thing in his life, and that's beat the
Steelers.
And I totally missed it here. I should have gone with that logic here, but yeah, I mean the Steelers can still bounce back from this. I mean it's still got a long ways to go.
Or is this the beginning of the end?
Well, let's see. Who do the Steelers have coming up? I know the Packers. This week is the Packers. This is a big Rodgers. That would be the game's in Pittsburgh. I think if the game was in Green Bay, it'd be a little different.
Right.
From a
distraction perspective. It's not like the Packers are like blowing everybody out right now anyway. So
yeah, we'll talk about here. Okay, so here's the Steelers' next couple games. So they're home for the Packers. They're home for the Colts. They go to LA to play the Chargers, come back home to play the Bengals again, go to Chicago, and then host the Bills. And that takes them through November. And then the first week of December, they play the Ravens for the first time. And this is what I mentioned last week. Ravens have not played the Steelers yet. So by the time we get to that first Ravens-Steelers game on December 7th, very possible that the Steelers have piled up some losses. I can go through the Ravens schedule real quick, but it's a little bit more doable. Host the Bears, at the Dolphins, at the Vikings, at the Browns, host the Jets, home Bengals, and then they got the home game against the Steelers. So it's very possible by the time we get to that December 7th game, Ravens Steelers, that these teams are flip flopped a little bit. So,
Right.
but yeah, hey, good win for the Bengals. Flacco, is Burrow expected back this season or is he out for the rest of the season?
There's a question. I think there's a question about like whether or not he can, just based on the injury, if he can make it back, like maybe in time for the playoffs if they make it, or like the last couple of games, which like by the time they get there, they might be so far out of it that you don't like want to rush him back.
Yeah.
So I think it's a possibility, but I also think that like the timetable they gave was like mid-December, and also that's like kind of best case scenario. So like it's.
Let me ask this question: if they're out of it, and they just say, "Okay, Joe, we're just going to shut you down for the rest of the season," what's Zach Taylor's employment status at the end of the season?
I feel like it's getting pretty tenuous right now. I mean, not that the front office has done much to give him an offensive line to protect his star quarterback, but
that's true. I mean, but here's the thing. I think this is a situation where if they have someone in their holster, like if they have a coach that they think they can get or are pretty sure that they can get, and they feel like will be a demonstrative upgrade over, almost said Jay Gruden. I don't know where that came from. Over Zach Taylor, then they'll pull the trigger, I think. But I don't know who that is. Like who are you going to get? Like Belichick? Like are you going to get Belichick? Are you going to get like
you know Brian Callahan is available.
You know, it'd be hilarious is if they hired Ed Orgeron.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I like this.
I like this idea.
All right. Here's another idea I like. Early morning, Sunday morning football. Kai Forbath presents Rams 35, Jaguars 7. Another jinx, I guess, that worked on my part. I took we both took Jags plus 2.5, but what the hell happened here? Like, did Jacksonville just like?
I think part of it was like the Jaguars couldn't get into the end zone. They had a bunch of drops. Like Brian Thomas Jr. like just won't catch the ball. It was also like a wet game, and so I think
it was.
Yeah. I think that was part of it. But it just seems like the Jags are still doing Jags things pretty regularly. Like, and then I think the Rams have been not very good in the red zone to this point, and then in this game they were like 5 for 5 or whatever.
Yep.
So it just seemed like the Rams were good, where those like small edges just got like multiplied by a bunch because the Jags couldn't get into the end zone and couldn't convert and had a bunch of mistakes, and then the Rams were actually were in those sort of like coin flip things were actually perfect this time, and so it just ended up turning into a blowout.
Yeah, heard Rich Eisen say something interesting about Matthew Stafford. He is of the opinion that if Matthew Stafford continues on the trajectory he is for this season, I think he's leading the NFL in passing yards right now, leading in touchdown passes. I think he has 17 touchdown passes. Something like that. He thinks this is the season that's going to cement Stafford as a Hall of Famer. If he keeps this, even if the Rams don't win a Super, because think about it, he's already got a Super Bowl. At this point, he's kind of in where Breeze was at the end of his career, where it's just like you just know he's going to be good every year. I don't think he's at Breeze's level. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say he's at the Breeze level, but now he's just kind of accumulating stats and accumulating these great offensive seasons. So I don't know. What do you think? You think well, let me ask you this. Did you think he was a Hall of Famer before?
I thought he was probably a Hall of Famer before.
Okay.
But I do think him adding just more counting stats is probably helpful to him at this point.
Does better case for the Hall of Fame, Matthew Stafford or Eli Manning?
Definitely Stafford.
Okay, that's what I thought. I love asking you about
Eli Manning, who made the playoffs 2 times.
Well, he won a Super Bowl. He's 2 for 2. So I mean, what are you gonna do with the Jags? So you're not worried? Are you concerned about your?
So I think the So I don't think the Jags are going to win the South at this point. I think the Jags are improved, but they're not going to be the best version of themselves. Oh, also one of the other things is the Jags have been really good at generating turnovers, and they did not generate a turnover
Well,
this week.
yeah.
And
We
so
should also mention Devin Lloyd, who's their best defensive player, didn't play. He had an injury. So.
yeah, so I think they're better this year, and they'll like taking steps to improve. But I don't think it's going to be as at this point. I've kind of given up hope that it's going to be a like full turnaround in one off season under Cohen. I think it's getting better, and they're like making strides, but I don't see it hitting full realization until next season at the earliest.
Do you see is Lawrence? I don't watch the Jaguars every week. I mean, I watch them as much as I can. Does it feel like Lawrence is doing okay in Cohen's offense?
It seems like he's fine, but it doesn't seem like this has suddenly turned him into like the sort of can't miss elite prospect that he was supposed to be coming out of college.
Is it safe to say the Jaguars are not winning because of Trevor Lawrence?
I think he probably has some plays where he does it, but he's not right. He's not like the kind of guy who's going to always elevate your team to the next level.
Right.
It feels like at this point.
Right. You're not going to lose because of him necessarily, but you're not necessarily going to win. Because
right.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Oh, boy. Shout out to my buddy Andy. Jerry Fontenot presents Bears 26, Saints 14. Ironically, Jerry Fontenot was a center, and the Saints need a center because Eric McCoy is now out for the season with a torn bicep. So we'll start there. Kendre Miller, who is having a very promising season also at running back, tore his ACL. He gone too. So
I guess you'll just have to give those carries to Alvin Kamara.
You hope. Yeah, you hope. So let me just start from the Saints perspective. I will talk a little bit about the Bears too, because you asked me a question regarding Caleb Williams via text.
So as a precursor, I saw like 2 clips of this game, and like I saw very little of this game, even like from a highlight perspective. So I need you to kind of fill me in on what everything looked like.
This game kind of started out like the Seattle game for the Saints, except the Bears are not as good of a team as Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd agree with that.
It made the outcome look. The Bears kept the Saints in the game, is what I'll say. It was 20-6. Was it 20-6? It was 20-7. Late in the second quarter, Rattler has it was 20-0. Excuse me.
He had like 4 turnovers. Did he have 4 turnovers in this?
Yeah, Rattler had a strip sack, fumble, and 3 interceptions. But so late in the second quarter, it's 20-0. Rattler leads a very good, very impressive 2-minute drive. Gets a touchdown to Olave, who had probably his best game of the season. And then Bears get the ball back with very little time. I don't remember. They may have kicked a field goal right before. I don't remember. But anyway, so the Saints get the ball first in the second half, take that drive straight down the field, score another touchdown. So it's 20-14.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay.
We're
back in business a little bit. Back in business. Bears take the ball. They go down the field. Saints hold them to a field goal. So it's 23-14. And then the wheels kind of fell off for Rattler. He had an interception. They had a couple 3-and-outs. Just couldn't get much going. So by far Rattler's worst game, but he still had some high spots. Had some high points. Is what I'll say. Like a lot of people are after the games, like I think a lot of Saints fans were waiting for this game from Rattler so that they could turn around and say, all right, now you got to start Tyler Shuck. It's like, let's hold off on that. Like, let's not. Now, if he comes out and has another bad game this week, then we might have a different conversation on our hands. And the thing you have to remember about Tyler Shuck, ladies and gentlemen, if Tyler Shuck would have won the job in training camp, he'd be starting right now.
Yeah.
And he did. So is what it is. The Saints defense kind of kept them in the game a little. Well, I say that. I'm not impressed with Caleb Williams at all.
Okay.
I think the best part of the Bears offense was DeAndre Swift, their running
Okay.
game. They kind of have now I should point out the Saints rush defense is not great. So let me admit that off top. But it was DeAndre Swift and Kyle Mangani from, I think he's the running back from Rutgers that came out.
Oh yeah, Monungai or something like that.
Monungai, thank you. That's it, Monungai. They had kind of a thunder and lightning type going on in this game.
I've heard good things about him, mostly from Fantasy Football Podcast.
Right, Williams, Caleb, just like he was under pressure a lot. Like
Okay.
he was, and to his credit, he was evading and doing all this, but I wasn't like blown away by what I saw from him. I still think he's got some room to go. I know Ben Johnson, I want to say after the game, kind of described his offense as like kind of use this
roller coaster sort of
roller coaster right now. I know they're hoping that they can get.
It seems they've won. It seems like it's it's been very uneven this year. Like it's kind of like
yep.
Now I will say so. The little bit I've seen of Caleb Williams this year has come in from like 2 games, which was the Monday night game against Chicago where they like completely or against Minnesota where they completely melted down in the second half, and then the other game was against the Cowboys, which was like you can't really take any judgment. You can't really judge anything from that performance because we also made Russell Wilson look like a
yeah. I'm interested to see. So, look, your record is what it is. The Bears have won 4 in a row. This was a Dennis Allen revenge game. I'll also mention that. He got the game ball after the game. He made a speech to the team about sometimes you're not good enough for some place, but that's okay. I like being here. And Dennis, let me tell you, you were not good enough for New Orleans, buddy. I will tell you, you have said a lot of things in your life, Dennis Allen. That one is true.
Correct.
Listen, God bless him. He's in a new spot. I don't have any hate for him. I just
get away from my team.
Right. One thing I will say, I'm interested. The Bears game this week against the Ravens. I'm interested in that one. Lamar's going to be back. Let's see how Caleb does against.
Is Lamar going to be back?
I've heard he's going to be back. That's what
I thought he missed the first practice this week.
We can double check. Well, first practice would be tomorrow, wouldn't it? For a Sunday game? Don't they usually practice on Wednesday?
I thought they practice on Tuesday.
I don't know. Tuesday has no field. What are you talking?
Wednesday has a field. Friday has a field.
We both laid the points with the Bears, so there's a feather in our cap.
It says B. Jackson's still out as Ravens return.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it is Cooper Rush versus Caleb Williams this week. Or actually, maybe it's Scoop Huntley versus Caleb Williams. Speaking of quarterbacks who played in the AFC North, or the AFC Central, I guess, Bernie Kosar presents Browns 31, Dolphins 6. Okay, let me start here. I know we'll get to the dumpster fire that is Miami right now. But
I gotta tell you though, just real quick. I was looking at I forgot who I picked on most of these games, and so I was going through my picks, and I was like, what moron picked the Dolphins? I was like how stupid could I be?
I had a moment like that too on a game we'll get to here in a minute. But I gotta say, man, listen, Cleveland, you can say what you want about the Browns. Their defense is good.
It is.
This just gets good. I know Gabriel's not that great. This kid Junkins, the other running back from Ohio State, like they're going to be in every game. And when they play a team like Miami, who just self-destructs and Tua throws 3 picks, they're going to come away with a win. Like You're not going to, much like Kentucky, you don't just roll into Cleveland.
You do not roll into Cleveland.
And come out with a win. Now, the Dolphins. Okay, so McDaniel has already survived the first coach fired sword.
I don't know
but it's
how,
got to be
buddy.
over, man. It's got to be over. I mean, Callahan, you got to be a special kind of inept to beat.
Well, I think it helped
beat
that
McDaniel.
I think it kind of helped that Callahan had Mike Vrabel coming into town. I think they kind of wanted to avoid that.
Yeah, that helps. But listen, you and I have both said on this show and I said it via text this week. Mike McDaniel to the Texans as offensive coordinator makes way too much sense. To me.
As long as Caserio, who's Mr. New England, doesn't keep slamming
that's
in.
true. That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Somebody listed all the offensive staff, and it was a bunch of Patriots guys, and I was like, "Oh, this is not good. This is not good."
Did they? They never had Josh McDaniels, did they?
No, but they have his son. His son is the wide receivers coach.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found that out today. So,
wow. Well, we'll talk about the Texans later, but yeah, the Dolphins. I will say your boy Quinn Ewers got a little action in this game. So there's something.
That was because McDaniel was so sick of Tua's.
Well, then Ewers went over to talk to him on the sideline, and McDaniel kind of gave him he snubbed him.
He did snub him.
He snubbed him. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Jose Cortez, Immaculate Grid legend. Jose Cortez.
I have one more thing. So, have you seen the teacher who uses Mrs. Crippen? She has how many yards does Tua need per game to get to 4,000 for the season?
Oh boy.
So she has it. She has it each week, and then she'll post the scores on her whiteboard, and then she posted a picture today, and she's like it's LLLLL on the board next to her, and she looks incredibly depressed. And so she said,
"Here I gotta tell you, go ahead.
I'm gonna send you the tweet so you can see it." But I like that she's using football to teach kids math and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so I quote tweeted it, and I said, "Poor Mrs. Crippen, her hopes are now slipping straight down that terrible drain because Mr. Tua went out and threw a few hundred picks in the rain."
By the way, Mrs. Crippen, if you want to come on the show, please.
I should reach out and see if she wants to come talk about the Dolphins.
So when I was teaching another lifetime ago, I actually used. So at one point, the Saints had won 11 opening coin tosses in a row. And so I used that actually as a question on a statistics test.
What's the probability? I was going to say probability. Couldn't get my word out there. Probability. Yes.
You put the emphasis on the wrong syllable there.
I did.
All right, let's move on to I know your favorite topic every week. Jose Cortez presents Eagles 28, Vikings 22. Good news is we both hit on this. We both took Eagles -1.5. You have in the notes here, Carson Wentz sucks. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Do I need to say much more? That dude is terrible. even I tweeted out during the game. I said, you got to really admire Carson Wentz. It takes a lot of ability to suck this bad in a Kevin O'Connell offense.
Well, I was going to say I texted you during the game. I said, well, Carson Wentz still throwing touchdowns to the Eagles.
He was.
Apparently. He did get lit up by Jalen Carter on that, for what it's worth. I mean, on that throw.
He did. I don't know where the ball was going anyway, though, because
fair enough. He didn't either. He didn't either.
You know what's funny about this game is the Vikings once again outgained the Eagles. Like the Vikings could not. They get to the red zone and then would bog down, so they were taking field goals constantly.
Yep.
But Jalen Hurts did make that one throw that only 10 quarterbacks in the league could make.
Oh my God! Listen, folks, listen. I get it. He won a Super Bowl. I understand it. But this white knighting of Jalen Hurts it's just
we got to
he's
stop.
Not a top
man.
10 quarterback, folks. I'm sorry, he's not.
My favorite thing is like he's the throw he chooses is he's rolling out to the right and then throws a ball that's going out to the sideline that AJ Brown has to like reach over and get his toes into.
And before you and listen, I get it. I'm a Saints fan. Would I take Jalen Hurts as my quarterback? Probably. Like I completely. I'll be a hypocrite on that respect. But like, let's just stop. Let's just stop with this whole Hurts and that actually leads me to our first dispatch from our good friend Donnie. He wrote his usual Denver dispatch. We'll get to that in a minute when we get to the Broncos. But he also wrote us an email titled "Tua and Jalen." Sounds like a story, like a kid's story. So here we go. People keep asking what the deal is with Jalen and the Eagles offense. The deal is, as a lifelong Bama fan, I mean, we mentioned this earlier. Donnie is a Bama fan. Jalen is not a good passer. He was such a bad passer at Bama, nearly the entire wide receiver room was going to transfer had they not moved to Tua. He had no anticipation, couldn't make reads. It was literally make one read and run type deal. I think
I've pointed out that it has not gotten any better.
He has improved. This is Donnie talking. He has improved, but still he doesn't have that elite anticipation to rip a 15-yard curl route. He has gotten much better at the deep balls, but intermediate stuff is a problem. To your point, he makes like one deep throw a game.
So that's the thing. Is like he's pretty good at making like those moon balls throws, and he's also got two guys that are really good at winning 50-50 balls, and so like that's what he's supposed to do. But like everything, it's either a 20-yard bomb or it's like a check down, right? Like that's it.
And he has objectively one of the best tight ends in football. Dallas Goedert is, now moving on to Tua. So this is Donnie. Now here's the deal with Tua. When he was at Bama, he never had an issue getting a ball downfield. He never underthrew a guy. Everything was a laser. If you recall, his last year at Bama, he dislocated his hip against Mississippi State. I think his injury has greatly impacted his arm strength. He just doesn't have the zip on the ball like he did. Balls seem to float. I think it's because he can't generate the torque from his hips. Nobody ever brings that injury up. That's a good point, Donnie. I forgot about that.
And I will say, like, when he was coming into the league, like my question about him was not necessarily like his ability, because I thought he was good, but he got hurt a lot when he became the full-time starter at Alabama. And I was like, I don't know how durable this guy's going to be. And he had durability issues like early in his career. Like he's managed to avoid some of those more recently, because it seems like his like jiu-jitsu and whatever else he's been doing
that's right. I forgot about that.
Like it actually seems like it's helped, because he's not constantly injured anymore. But I would I think I'm with Donnie on this email, like pretty much.
Yeah. No, he brings up valid points. I was just checking to see what the Eagles have coming up. They have a rematch with the Giants this week. They're at the Packers on Monday. Oh, sorry. Then they have their bye week after the Giants game. At Packers, home Lions on a short week. They go Monday night to a Sunday night. Then they have the rematch with the Cowboys in Dallas right before Thanksgiving. Black Friday, they host the Bears. They go to LA to play the Chargers, come back, play the Raiders, and then they have a Commanders sandwich with the Bills stuck in between. So, listen, I mean, I do want to talk about the interesting strategy that the Vikings used to, well, two things. First of all, the referees actually called false start on the tush push.
I know. Well, they
Which
called it on an Eagles tush push, which before they had just
Right,
only called it on everybody else.
right. And then I also want to mention the interesting strategy the Vikings used to curtail the tush push. Well, they had the defensive lineman. I forget which one it was, but he just basically laid down. Was he horizontal or was he like at an angle? I can't remember.
It looked like he was like on his side. So I don't know. Are you don't watch much soccer, right?
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a play called a free kick where
Yeah.
players like you have a free kick and then the defense can line up like I think there's a like you have to be like
But
10 yards away and they
Right,
form a
right.
wall. But then
Right.
a lot of times, so what players would do sometimes is like a lot of times the players on the wall would all jump up as the guys kicking
Yeah.
the ball. And so what people started doing then was instead of trying to get it over the wall is like would go under. And so
Right.
they started having players lie down behind the wall so that if you tried to go under, there was that guy lying with his back to you. So there's
So you'd
that
hit him.
too.
You'd hit him in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd have additional coverage so that the wall could jump, but then you also had a guy laying down so you couldn't take that underneath route. So that's what that reminded me of.
I mean, it makes sense. It kind of makes sense to me because, like, if you're the center and a guy's laying right in front of you, then you kind of have to you snap the ball and you have to kind of adjust your. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of have to adjust your posture a little bit, like because you're not going at somebody. Now you have to kind of almost avoid the guy laying in front of you to kind of move.
So I think another way to do this would also be two guys stacked on top of each other. So you get even more. And then what if you did an opposite push? Like a tush push the other way? So you line up guys and then you start shoving your defensive line that way. Like what if we did that? What if we did that?
Now you're cooking.
I need to let me get on the phone with Brian Flores right now. I think we got something, Paul. We're cooking with gas.
Flores, they already played him, so they don't get on the phone with whoever the Giants.
How about Eberflus? And get on the phone with him right now.
Well, he listened to you. We'll talk about that.
That's right.
Bit. He listened to you, but before we get to that, let's move on here. I will say for the Vikings. So you say Carson Wentz sucks. So my question is, how bad is JJ McCarthy?
I think they're just trying to take it slow with him and not like rush him back.
Okay. Because this feels like a soft benching at this point. Like he might still be hurt. Don't get me wrong, but like
if it goes for because he's not playing Thursday either. They said Carson Wentz is starting Thursday.
They've already announced. Yeah, Wentz is starting Thursday.
I think if he doesn't start the week after, then I start to worry.
Okay, because they've already had their bye week, right? Yeah, they were coming off a bye for this game.
Oh, because of the London thing.
Right. All right, moving on here. Bucky Brooks presents Chiefs 31, Raiders nothing. I think they're both of these teams are back, but in
completely different ways.
Completely different ways. The Chiefs back to business. They're back in business, baby. And so are the Raiders. That you mentioned, was it? No, I think it was Donnie. We were messaging back and forth, and he said, at what point do the Raiders just give Pete Carroll the tush push, as it were? And I said, I mean, unless they have somebody lined up, because if you remember, they really wanted Ben Johnson, and Johnson, the only reason he took an interview was because of Tom Brady.
Right.
So unless Tom Brady has some kind of connection through whatever to get somebody that they feel,
who are they going to get? Who you gonna?
That's what I don't know. Like who? I mean, at this point, I mean, you're kind of, and I don't think Pete Carroll's a bad coach. I think he's just, it's
to this point.
again.
Who do you think is the hot, sexy coordinator? That's like,
I mean, Joe Brady's the one that always comes up.
right?
The Bills offensive coordinator. I feel like though, potentially this year we may see more defensive coordinators get jobs because
That
you know
worked.
how
That
this
worked.
is.
That worked out really well for the Jets.
Well, yeah. But you know how this is. There's like a cycle, right? Like you have a run on offensive coordinators get jobs, and then it's like it's. But yeah, to answer your question, I think Joe Brady's the hot name. We also saw like last year, we saw guys like Todd Monken get mentioned. The defensive guy was Anthony Weaver, who's with the Dolphins. He interviewed with the Saints. I haven't really looked too hard. Joe Brady is just the easy name. I mean, Kingsbury with the Commanders, like,
Yeah, maybe. Although he's not going to be as hot as he was last year if their offense keeps.
Yeah.
Going
He
the
turned
way it's
down
going now.
he turned down an interview with the Saints, which I don't blame him. But I mean, so for the Chiefs, in all seriousness,
I have one thing to say on this game, which is outside of like the fact that the Raiders suck. I don't understand. So the Chiefs use that fake like this never worked. Why are you burning that play in a game against the Raiders when you're up by?
I've heard
20?
this take. Yeah, I've heard this take. So there were two plays they burned useless or needlessly against the Raiders. That was one, and then I didn't see this, but apparently there was like a goal line play where they did like a reverse, like end around or some kind of crazy thing that people were like, why aren't you saving that for playoffs or for But
I don't know.
Who am I to second guess Andy Reid?
Yeah, he probably deserves the benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah,
right?
Here we are. Look, here we are. We're 7 weeks into the season, and the Chiefs are right where they need to be. I think. I mean, like, Chargers are taking a step back. I mean, I know the Broncos are still there. We'll talk about them more in a minute, but like, Chiefs are right where they right in that sweet spot where they want to be. Two teams, not necessarily. Well, I say that. Speaking of bad teams, not that Lamar Jackson presents Panthers 13, Jets 6. So I'm not speaking of the Panthers when I say bad team. So don't save your tweets, Panthers fans.
Man, I'm just working from home. Tell me about it.
But the Jets are bad, buddy. There's no two ways around it. Like they went to Tyrod Taylor at one point. So we had 2 quarterback changes in this game.
Because Bryce went out with an injury,
and it looks like he might be out this week. So it looks like
I was going to ask because I saw that he might. His status was in doubt when I checked.
Okay, we might have patron Saint Cowboy Andy Dalton starting this week for the Panthers. But yeah, on the Jets, man, like I just really feel bad for Jets fans. Shout out to our guy Chris at this podcast making me thirsty. Hopefully he's doing well.
Hopefully he's staying safe.
Oh yeah, hopefully he's staying sane. Watching this. The more we go with Aaron Glenn, I don't think he'll be one and done, but man, he's not doing himself any favors. Like
he got the dreaded vote of confidence from the owner. So
yeah, and that owner is definitely a dreaded vote of confidence. By the way, real quick update: Houston, and Oklahoma City are about to go to second overtime.
I just saw that it's
so my 6.5. I'm still got a chance. Still got a chance.
Well, it's funny because the Warriors are like up 8 already on the Lakers. So
yeah, they just had something come across the screen say you can watch Warriors Lakers on Peacock if you want to, because I'm watching it on NBC myself. But yeah, so Panthers. So I think you and I were going back and forth. Like, are the Panthers actually good? And I'm like, I mean, they beat the Jets 13-6. Like, let's not get carried away here. I will say, I texted you this. I started Rico Dowdle in fantasy, not realizing Chuba Hubbard was back, and so I was like,
it didn't turn out terribly for you though. He got like
no, I mean, it wasn't like the last 2 weeks for Rico, but he wasn't the reason I lost my fantasy game this week. We'll talk about that here in a minute when we get to your game. But yeah, look, I think the Panthers are at least feisty. We know they play better at home than they do on the road. They do have 2 games coming up against the Packers and the Bills, so we'll see how they hold up against that kind of competition. Of course, we know the Packers. We'll talk about them here in a little bit. They tend to play down to competition, so and the games in Carolina this week, so like two elements there. I think it's Packers Panthers this week, or is it Packers? It might be Bills Panthers this week and Packers Panthers next week. I don't remember. Anyway,
we'll get to
all that
later.
to say, I will say, with Tampa losing on Monday night, the Panthers are only a game back of the NFC South, so it's something.
It's up for grabs.
It's not nothing. It's not nothing. All right, last early game here. Algie Crumpler presents Patriots 31, Titans 13. So 2 games you were talking about. You can't remember what picks you made. For me, one was I completely forgot I picked the Raiders. I took the points with the Raiders,
Oof.
and I literally was like, no. I know I picked the Chiefs. I know I did, but nope, can't find any evidence of it. So took my L there, and then this one, I kind of thought the Titans would get a boost with like the new head coach thing, and
the dead cat bounce basically.
Yeah, it's like, but man, this Drake May kid, buddy, we got to play the drop.
Yep. Up.
Yep. You got it ready.
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
The Drake is good. Top 10 quarterback in the NFL, buddy, right now.
He's really good.
And yes, I put him above Jalen Hurts for what it's worth. Like, I
don't know if he can make that throw that throw to the
side. Listen, Patriots fans, man, they have it so rough. They had 20 years of Brady, then they had to suffer through
Mac Jones, the Mac Jones era.
The Mac Jones era. Now they're back at it with Drake May. Obviously, this is a big game for Mike Vrabel, revenge game for him. So they took care of business. Titans, just it's draft season for the Titans. It is for the Saints too. So I can.
Well, I will say that there are some people who've like on Tennessee. I will say Tennessee/Memphis Twitter who have already. Are we sure that Cam Ward is really the answer over here? Like he's not surrounded by incompetence everywhere.
Did we talk about potential coaches for them last week? I think we did. I think you and I talked about the McCarthy possibility.
Yeah, we did.
I mentioned we talked about Joe Brady. What about I don't know. I don't know if Kingsbury would be the answer for them. I really think they would benefit more from maybe a defensive coach who's got can instill a culture there, and just have a really good offensive coordinator. Like,
I think you just need somebody who's competent, really, like somebody,
right?
And that's kind of why I like the McCarthy hire a little bit.
Yeah,
it's just because like he's going to get people to play like he's going to he gives you a good floor, which I think right now is all you need for this. Like you want to put your number 1 overall pick into a good situation, and he like at least would provide that sort of situation, I believe.
I think they need, ideally, they'd have a situation like they have in Washington, which is like Dan Quinn and Kingsbury. Not necessarily that combination, obviously, but like some combination like that, where
Right.
But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna let you take the first game of the late window here. I'm just gonna run and grab a charger real quick. So
All right.
just
So Dante Fowler, who is there and back again, presents Cowboys 44, Commanders 22. This one started out the Cowboys up pretty quickly. Then Washington got back with a safety and then a touchdown drive off of that. And then Dallas kind of put everything to bed pretty quickly. CeeDee Lamb had a 70-yard touchdown pass. So it was a one-play, 74-yard drive. Washington was also missing its top three receivers between McLaurin, Debo, and Noah Brown, also former Cowboy, which you wouldn't have thought it would matter against this defense, but Cowboys were also without Trayvon Diggs, who has a concussion, as I put in the air quotes. The defense, and this is what I talked about with the bullying, because Eberflus actually leaned into the man coverage, so it was about 50% man, 50% zone, which I think, like, not only were they better in man coverage in this situation, partially because the receivers that you're matching up with aren't as good, but also like the fact that they played man made their zone defense better. I think just because the offense didn't know what they were doing at all times, so that it was just more successful all around. And then one of the other things that they did in this was they sent more pressure, so they had like blitz. They sent five guys much more frequently than you would expect from an Eberflus defense, and so they were able to hurry Jaden Daniels up a little bit, and so they were able to get home, get some sacks. One of them also, the play where Jaden Daniels was injured was a strip sack fumble that Jadeveon Clowney ended up recovering, and then Mariota came in and then was pressured and just saw a guy open and thought a guy was open in the flat and threw a lollipop that Deron Bland just like grabbed and took the other way for 6. So I also thought so Jaden Daniels left this game with that injury.
Yep.
And I talked about the fact that he was missing wide receivers, but he was also missing wide receivers in the sense that like his throws were off a lot of times, like, and it wasn't just to like you kind of expect that with new receivers, but it wasn't just the new receivers. He also had like he missed Zach Ertz I think Zach Ertz like sat down in the soft spot in his zone, and then Jaden expected him to keep running, and so he just like threw it away from everybody. I will also say, and this is me being petty, but the Cowboys were up like 41-15.
Yeah.
And Mariota threw a ball that was like way over everybody's head, and like Kyer Elam was like covering the guy, and like they both went up, but like there was no real contact, but the ref threw a flag which allowed the Commanders to end up driving to score a touchdown to make it like 41-22. And so like this game actually wasn't even this close, but the crazy thing about this was like also you'll appreciate this, but George Pickens was just like roasting Marshawn Lattimore, and like so Pickens was mic'd up and he was just giving him they posted the video, and he was just like talking the whole time to him, and Marcus Lattimore was like, you saw him on the sideline at the end, was like he was just had his like head in his hands, it's just like looked irate. Like this looked like a old school Mike Evans battle, except this time Pickens just roasted the guy. And I saw someone just like one of the guys that covers the Cowboys was like, Washington has got to know that they like botched that trade, like that they were on the wrong end of that.
Well,
I appreciate it.
what makes it better for the Saints too is one of the picks they got from that trade turned into Quincy Riley, who's a corner from Louisville, who actually had an interception against the Bears this past week, and he looks promising. That's one thing I wanted to mention about, not to go back to the Saints game, but a lot of their contributing players right now are young players. Like, it's not like they're relying on guys like Marshawn Lattimore, for example, to like keep them afloat. Like they, if they're failing with young players as opposed to failing with old players.
Right.
That makes sense.
Well, and I think a good counterpoint to that is this Washington team, which I like in the offseason was sort of questioning the process of like you've got a young quarterback on a rookie contract, and I mean you want to go add veterans around him, but what they've done basically is like our veterans are all on the wrong side of 30, and like you're seeing now like they're having to deal with injuries. Their guys are hurt all the time. It's just like the way that they built this team that didn't really make any sense from like I know you want to capitalize your short-term window, but you also want to look at you also want to have a long-term perspective, and they just the team building from that standpoint never really made sense to me.
No, yeah, I agree. So from my perspective, I'll just mention this. I mentioned Rico Dowdle in my fantasy team. So I was playing my former manager at Academy, who is a Cowboys fan. She started Dak Prescott at quarterback, and I started Jaden Daniels. So
one of you was happy with that decision.
Meanwhile, the Drake was just sitting on my bench. Well, I don't think it's going to happen anymore. I think
the Drake is
moving past that.
He's getting the call.
Yeah, he's getting the call. I also have Bill, the running back, Merritt, who he didn't do much of anything either.
Yeah, he averaged like 2 yards a carry, which that was another thing. Is like the defensive line actually played better this week after getting run over by Rico Dowdle. They were able to kind of like get some stuffs. So that was also another encouraging thing.
Yep. No. Yeah. So that was part of, like what in fact, when Mariota threw that pick six to Bland, I didn't realize Daniels got hurt. So I was like, oh crap. Now I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose points because it's interception. But yeah. Well.
See.
I'll put it to you like this. JSN did his normal JSN stuff, and I still lost by 30 points in fantasy because
rough week.
Rough week. But anyway, another rough week we'll get to here. Well, I guess it started rough and ended up okay. Ron Dane presents Broncos 33, Giants 32, and we go to our Denver correspondent, Donnie, for his Week 7 Denver Dispatch, as his email says here. There is so much to unpack with this game. First, there was a lot of woofing during the week from the Giants and Broncos. I don't know exactly what was said, but there was a lot of back and forth on social media from what I saw. There was a lot of back and forth after the game, too.
It didn't seem very friendly. I'll say that much.
All right. The Giants came in with a little chip on their shoulder. Going in, I thought, we have a rookie QB going up against a tough defense on the road. Broncos should win. I was thinking like 20-10 type game. Well, the G-men had different plans. They march right down, get a score on a busted coverage. Broncos go 3 and out. Now, this is where I had to stop watching to coach my son's basketball game. But I will say, the Broncos offense has started slow in almost every game. I can't explain the exact issue. Part of it is Sean Payton refuses to run the ball. This seems like a team that should lean on the run, use play action, rollouts, and bootlegs to put pressure on defenses, but they don't do that until the fourth quarter. Now, part of the problem could be Bo. He is inaccurate at times, makes bad decisions sometimes. It's weird to say that a team that tries to pass all the time is playing it conservative, but really that is what they do with these short passes behind the line of scrimmage. Anyway, After the basketball game, I pick up the game with 2 minutes in the third. Broncos down 19-0. Sean got into his bag at this point. One thing I don't understand, we play at elevation. It seems like we should always run no huddle at home. Peyton Manning always did this. You run the defense into the ground, run no huddle, no subs, making them keep their guys on the field. But what do I know? A couple things I want to say about the last couple of minutes. Broncos dropped 2 potential game-sealing picks because 2 defenders ran into each other on badly underthrown balls.
So I did see that because people were saying, like, look at this Jackson Dart, like,
yeah,
supposedly game-winning drive, and someone was like, well, let's not give him like too much credit because he basically had exactly that.
Game looks a lot different if they come down with either. The pass interference call on Moss that set the Giants up was one of the worst calls I've seen. NFL seems to just gift offenses these calls. Why should the offense get rewarded for throwing a bad pass into coverage? Now I am hearing Dayball broke a chair in the locker room. My question is, did he take the chair to the field goal kicker's head? By the way, that kicker has been subsequently released. He's no longer with the Giants. Looking ahead, big game Sunday with the red-hot Cowboys coming to Denver. Denver's favored by 3. I would expect this line to move by the end of the week to Denver -1. I don't know. We'll see what it is here in a minute on our side. Can Denver's defense get back on track? Will Sean Payton decide to call plays at the beginning of the game? And most importantly for you, Brandon, will Brian Schottenheimer break a chair? So
he doesn't seem like the type to, unless things go really well, and then he might break it in.
Yeah,
out of
joy. I should point out too. Speaking of Brian Schottenheimer, his father, Marty Schottenheimer, one of the coaching finalists, 2026 Hall of Fame, along with Bill Belichick, we mentioned earlier. And also, speaking of the Broncos legendary coach, Dan Reeves, who I didn't even realize was not in the Hall of Fame. But
yeah, I thought he was too for some reason.
I thought he was, but because Donnie sent this to me earlier, and he's like, "How is Dan Reeves not in the Hall of Fame?" I'm like, I thought he was. So, but anyway, so yeah, I will say this: when Peyton was with the Saints, we had a couple games like this where like we just have these like miraculous. Because I'm thinking of one against the Commanders, and not the one that I've talked about in the past, where Breeze throws the interception and Robert Meacham just mugs LaRon Landry for the ball. Not that game. There was another game that was in New Orleans, one of Breeze's last seasons, where the Saints had to come back from kind of a similar situation where they were down like double digits with like less than 5 minutes or something like that. So yeah, I mean, look, it happens. Like Peyton, I don't know. He sometimes he's too smart for his own good. But Giants, I feel like Dayball's going to be safe at the end of the year because they're at least showing. I think he played it. He played it the exact right way. He put Dart in right on time. He's showing progress with Dart, which leads me to Sean Payton's comments after the game that I want to talk about, which is he kind of throws a little shade at Russell Wilson by saying he talked to the owner of the Giants hoping that they would not play Dart until after the Broncos game. And then Russell Wilson sent you his response via text.
He was not too thrilled.
Wasn't happy.
Mr. Bountygate in the media was, I believe, what he
referred
to him
which
as.
Which I'm like, okay, like, listen, man, like, I guess he woke up and chose violence. But
I don't think. I guess their time in Denver did not end amicably.
Nah. Well, listen, when you're going to take the worst dead cap hit in NFL history to get rid of a quarterback, buddy, things ain't good. Like,
no.
like it's like. So, let's move on. Here's another. Well, actually, I'll say this is a good game, but it turned out to be a blowout. Dick Churovich presents Colts 38, Chargers 24. All right, buddy. Last week, don't remember if it was on the show or via text. You said Colts potential fraud. Did you say that or did I say that?
I think you said that.
Okay.
Because you said because you brought up that they hadn't really beat anybody
Rewind.
good. That
Right.
they hadn't beaten anybody like you ran through their list of wins so far.
Their one loss was to the Rams, where
Adonai
Mitchell
fumbled the ball out of the end zone.
Well, they go back to Los Angeles and rewrite that wrong, and they just put a beating down on the Chargers. Chargers definitely feel like they are on the down slope. All these injuries are just starting to catch up with them.
There's too much to overcome for them.
Too much to overcome. And listen, give credit where credit's due with the Colts. We haven't really talked about Shane Steichen as a Coach of the Year candidate, but we probably need to.
Well, he is the Vegas favorite right now. I went and looked on Monday because I was like that seems like free money.
We should also mention their over under was 6.5. I think I took the under. Did you take the under?
I took the under too. I bet the under.
Yeah, so that's one more win, and we're both SOL as a word. So I think both these teams are just going in opposite directions. For the Colts, they do have some interesting games coming up. I know they play the Steelers coming up. I do believe they have to travel to Kansas City at some point this season, which will be a very interesting contest. Obviously, they still have to play the Jaguars twice, so that could
shake things up
in the AFC South. But I think this team is legitimately good. I mean,
I don't know if
their defense might be a point of worry, but I don't know.
They may not be like the best team, but they feel very well rounded. Like their offense is good, their defense is good. They can run the ball, they can pass the ball. There's like a lot of good. Like that's how I feel about the Colts right now.
Yep, I agree, buddy. All right, let's finish it out here. Late window, Aldo Greco, former Houston Oiler, presents Packers 27, Cardinals 23. So we already talked about the Packers and their tendency to play down to competition. Well,
they did it again.
Did it again. And I texted my former coworker who was a Packers fan, and I presented him with that hypothesis, and he agreed that they definitely do tend to play down to competition. Micah had kind of a breakout game, I would say, for the Packers. The offense did just enough. This is another situation we talked about. Well, so Donnie in his email talked about like the Broncos maybe needed to be a running team that uses play action. Green Bay, you have Josh Jacobs. You can use him.
Why would we do that when Jordan Love can just throw 30-yard bombs on 3rd and 3?
Yeah. They also need to get your boy Golden Boy involved too. He's collecting dust on my fantasy bench right now.
Well, I have Jaden Reed on my IR spot right now.
Oh, there you go. On the Cardinals side, so this is the second start in a row for Jacoby Brissett in relief of Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray better be careful, man, because like Brissett,
he might get
Brissett's actually look pretty good.
Get kiboshed over here.
He might get the kibosh. Who knows? So we talked about Steichen, kind of Coach of the Year candidate. I think Gannon might be another sneaky hot seat potential. They started 2-0, the Cardinals, that is. They've lost 5 in a row. Now, I will say their total margin of defeat in those 5 games is 13 points or 15 points or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really low.
I mean, obviously, we talked about the Titans debacle when they lost that game, which they had no business losing. They had this game, obviously, against the Packers. So they seems like they're in games, but I don't know. They probably need to start showing some wins here to kind of help out. Gannon's case.
I don't think Gannon makes it past this season if they don't.
Yeah, I tend to agree unless they just kind of turn it around. The other thing you have to remember in the NFC West right now, they are 2-5. Everybody else is 5-2.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty late already
not
out there.
not ideal. Yeah, and they've already lost to the. I know they lost to the 49ers. They lost to the Seahawks also on the Thursday night game. That was one of their close losses. Yeah, I don't know if the Cardinals do move on from Gannon. I don't know if they can move on from Kyler easily from a contract perspective. So whoever they bring in next year as coach might be stuck with Kyler, but we'll see what happens. Packers, their schedule is going to keep getting not as they got to keep playing. I was looking ahead a little bit, and I actually saw a tweet about this. There is a Monday night game down the road. Let me pull it up here. I think it's week 15.
So the Kyler Murray cap hit next year, if they make him a post June 1st cut, would be $47.5 million in dead money. So,
buddy.
Kinda stuck
Okay,
with him.
so listen to this. Week 15. The Monday night game right now is the Dolphins at Steelers.
That's disgusting.
That is the two marquee Sunday afternoon games because they can flex out of that, right? You can flex out of a Monday night game, right? The two marquee Sunday games are both on CBS. One is Colts Seahawks. The other is Packers Broncos. I think at this point, they'll probably wait a couple weeks, but I think at this point, ESPN would gladly take one of those two games on the Monday night slate as opposed to Dolphins Steelers. By the way, your boys are the Sunday night game that week against the Vikings. So, for what that's worth. So there's a feather in your cap. I just wanted to point that out. Speaking of Sunday night, I want to talk about this week's Sunday night game. Brett Maxey presented 49ers 20, Falcons 10. I don't know how either of these teams keep doing this. I don't know how the 49ers keep winning, and I don't know how the Falcons just week after week, you just don't know.
You don't know what you're getting.
They're like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get, like from week to week. I'm going to say it right here. Kyle Shanahan, coach of the year. Like the 49ers are 5-2. They have no business being 5-2. Mac Jones is going to make some money next offseason because of Kyle Shanahan and like what he's doing right now.
I feel like it's being maybe, but I feel like a lot of this is being held in place by Christian McCaffrey sucking the life force out of everybody else on the team.
That's
right
true.
now to stay
well.
healthy.
That's true. Yeah, McCaffrey has been playing well, and he's stayed healthy. Maybe that's the 49ers thing is like only one of their good players can stay healthy for a whole season. But in order for that to happen, the other good players have to all be injured at some point, like Purdy, Ayuk. I'm gonna ask the dumb question, the ESPN Monday morning kind of hot topic dumb question. Is there a quarterback controversy in San Francisco?
No. You just paid the guy a bunch of money.
Yeah. Like I said, Mac Jones will get paid next offseason, though. I think did he sign a 2-year deal or one year deal? If he signed a 2-year deal, maybe they could trade him.
But, yeah, that I'm not sure about.
Yeah. And for the Falcons, yeah, they're just I just don't know. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell people about the Falcons. They definitely have the talent. I think I saw some Falcons fans say they want to fire Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator. So that's not good. I thought for the longest time, for a while, that the Falcons were the second best team in the NFC South. I may be wrong. They may be. Panthers may have succeeded them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch much of this game. I'll be honest.
No, I didn't either. I watched a little bit, and it just seemed like I think the big thing that I took away was that Atlanta's offense just seemed like it could never get anything going here, and I think that also might be a part. I think a lot of that is also like attributable to the San Francisco defense there.
It's true. San Francisco's defense is still pretty
good.
Pretty good. I'm just going to put up the team stats for this game real quick because I'm just curious. Yeah, I mean, oh, here you go. San Francisco in this game, 324 total yards, 150 passing, 174 rushing. That'll do it.
There you go.
That'll do it. And then the Falcons on the other side, only 62 yards rushing with 230 yards passing. So that will get it done, as it were. All right. Move on to our favorite thing in the world, a Monday night doubleheader. Dan Orlovsky presents Lions 24, Buccaneers 9. Did I get that right?
I think that sounds right. Sure.
All right. So you had you had the Lions -5.5. I went the other way. Sad for me. I think the Bucs are just kind of in that Chargers territory on this. The injuries just kind of kept caught up with them. Mike Evans looks like he's out for the season now. Collarbone.
Yeah, Mike Evans came back, and then immediately this was his first game back from the injury, and then landed on his collarbone and broke it. And then Ibuka came back and was able to play, and he actually looked effective. But this just felt like Tampa Bay was undermanned, and then just the talent disparity ended up winning out because Detroit just like had they made mistakes. Like they kept like getting penalties, lining up wrong, holding calls, and then it didn't matter just because they kept like chipping away at it. And then you saw Gibbs have the 70-yard touchdown run. It just like they ended up just being.
It did feel for the first quarter, like for the first half, it felt like Tampa was doing their best to just hold on to try to stay in it. And then when Gibbs broke off that run, it felt kind of backbreaking.
Yeah, that was kind of it.
One thing I'll mention, we talked about Aaron Glenn with the Jets, and that's not going well. Kelvin Shepard, defensive coordinator for the Lions, he's stepped in. I mean, they kind of have a makeshift group at cornerback right now. Their secondary is like Rocky Sin and there's a bunch of no disrespect, but like a bunch of kind of no names,
just journeyman people that they've just like thrown out there.
That's a better way to put it. Journeyman guys. So yeah, they're doing what they can. And again, I just think the Lions are kind of pissed off because everybody just thought they weren't going to be good, and here they are. By the way, Thanksgiving Day, the first game, Thanksgiving Day, Packers and Lions.
Packers-Lions, that's a good one.
That's pretty good, buddy.
Well, then you get Cowboys-Chiefs,
that's not bad.
That's going to be in the 70-point range for total.
And then the nightcap is Bengals-Ravens, which for nothing else is Joe Flacco versus the Ravens. If Lamar might be back, so Thanksgiving's shaping up to be not bad for a football slate there.
Yep.
Speaking of not bad, Barkevius Mingo presents Seahawks 27, Texans 19. The Seahawks are not bad. They're pretty good.
They are. With the Texans on the other hand.
Ooh.
Buddy, that offense, they didn't fix the offense. Shocker.
Nope.
The offensive line is still bad.
They came off a bye with a Monday night game, so they get an extra day. And but no, listen, I think the Seahawks defense I think they're legit. Sam Darnold's having a quietly really good season. We talked about this a little last week. Like Sam Darnold's season is pretty good. Like he's up there with Dak in terms of like
the efficiency numbers,
the efficiencies and all that. Nobody's talking about him. Yeah, I'm not saying he should get MVP votes, but I'm just saying like he's having a really good season.
So here's the text, the tweet that I sent you, which was this was a reply to a PFT commenter tweet, and it says, "This is about the Texans. They played their last game 15 days ago. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, and their offensive staff looks like they spent much of it huffing paint."
Yeah. Remember that one? Well, yeah. So shout out to our good friend of the show, Trang. Our Seahawks are looking pretty good. Like I said, 3 teams in the NFC West, 5-2 right now. Them, the 49ers, who they did lose to, and the Rams. For some reason, my Alexa just activated. Now she's telling me the Seahawks record. Whatever. Anyway,
Thanks, Alexa.
thanks for the help. Anything else on week 7? This week, week 7.
No,
We're previewing week 8 coming up.
Yeah, go ahead and get into the teams on a buy-in camp, because I need to take a short advertising break.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I will update the fine folks at home. The Rockets and Thunder have gone final. There's a double overtime encounter. So pretty good way to kick off the NBA season, if I do say so. Let me get the final score for you here real quick. 125-124 and double overtime. The Oklahoma City Thunder kick off the NBA season. They raise the banner. They got their rings, all that good stuff, and then they get a victory over the Rockets. Let me see how many points Mr. Durant had. Kevin Durant. Oh, wow. Kevin Durant goes for 23 points, but Sengun for the Rockets, 39 points on 14-24 shooting. So big game for him. On the other side for the Thunder, Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP, 35 points for him. Chet Holmgren, 28 points for the Thunder. Not bad. So yeah, good game. I if you're watching on YouTube, you keep seeing me turn my head to the right here. That's what I'm doing. I'm watching the game. Warriors Lakers are going right now. It's Warriors 47, Lakers 39. Got about 4 minutes until halftime. I was just telling the fine folks, Brandon, Thunder did end up winning, but it was only by a point. So
they didn't cover, did they?
Did not cover. Double overtime. Sengun for the Rockets. Is it? I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
I think it's Shingun.
Shingun. 39 points for Shingun tonight.
Oh, look at that.
Leading scorer on both teams. Gilgeous-Alexander had 35 for the Thunder. All right, so let's get on to week 8. So we're almost halfway through the season, buddy. We just blinked and
I know.
there we go. So we got quite a few teams on a bye. So if you are in a fantasy league like we are, please take note. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 6 teams on a bye. So we got the Cardinals. Their bye is going to be presented by Scooby Wright III. We got the Lions. I found another one, buddy. Presented by Dick Booth. Richard, I forget his middle name. It was Richard Booth. The Jaguar is going to be presented by John Broussard, who that name usually comes from my neck of the woods in Louisiana, but I think he actually is from around here, from Houston.
I actually knew somebody on my high school tennis team had the last name Broussard.
Oh, there you go. It is a common name around here now. Like it's growing up, it was Broussard was like Smith in Louisiana.
So his first name was Sawyer, and his handle for playing Xbox, for playing Halo online, was Sawyer Boobs.
Oh, nice.
Very, very mature.
Very mature. Yeah. The Las Vegas Raiders are on a bye. They need it. Their bye is presented by Napoleon Kaufman. One of
they
my
need an
favorite
offset. They
names.
need like a 3-month bye.
The Rams are on a bye. Their bye is brought to you by Brock Berlin, who is a Louisiana kid. He played his high school football at Evangel Christian High School in Shreveport. And good friend of the show, just mentioned her, Trang, gave us the Seahawks player here. She went with Cam Chancellor, member of the Legion of Boom. So they'll present the Seahawks. He'll present the Seahawks by this week. All right, Thursday night. We kind of talked about this game a little bit already, but oh crap, I forgot to put the spreads. Hang on.
I can read them to you as we go. So
Yeah, well, I gotta pull. I gotta. Dang, I didn't do any of this, man. Oh man, I am way off today. I'm way off. Hang on, give me a sec here. I knew I was forgetting something. Just give me 1 second. Let me get situated here. Let me pull up the pick'em. Actually, I got to pull up. Well, here I'll do it. I'll do it here. I'll do it on the spreadsheet, and then I'll do it live. Do it live. All right. So let's start with. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me the spreads here. So Vikings at Chargers.
Chargers minus 3.5.
Okay, so the Vikings are getting 3.5.
That is correct.
Man, I don't trust either of these teams. I'm gonna be honest with you. I guess I'm gonna lay the points with the Chargers. I'll take the Chargers. So the max points we can do this week
13.
is 13. Okay, yeah, there's 6 teams off, so that's 3 less. Okay, that's 13. Don't feel too confident about this one. I guess I'll go Chargers 4. What do you got, buddy?
So I'm going to take the Vikings with the points.
All
I'm
right.
going to take Vikings plus 3.5. And I'm going to take the Chargers to win, and I'm taking Chargers for 2.
2. Okay. All right. Now, both of our teams are playing later in the day. So in this early slate, we will not mention Saints or Cowboys. So we're going to start with Dolphins at Falcons. This one presented by Joey Harrington. What's the spread here, buddy?
So we have Dolphins at Falcons, Falcons at home, laying 7.5.
Okay, so the Dolphins are getting 7.5. Again, I don't trust either of these teams, but I trust the Dolphins much less. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to lay the points.
You mean the coach who's the team whose coach is stammering at press conferences and telling his starting quarterback to get off the field? You don't trust that team?
Yeah. No, I don't trust. I'm going to go Falcons. I'll lay is 7.5, you said?
It is 7.5.
I'll lay the 7.5 with the Falcons. I'll take Falcons at I'm not going to go all the way to 13. I'll go 8.
Okay, so I will take. I'm gonna stick with the. I'm gonna lay the points with the Falcons too.
Okay.
And I have Falcons 9.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, moving on. Bears at Ravens. This one brought to you by Jim Harbaugh, Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh. I think I saw this one. Isn't it like Ravens -6 or something like that?
Ravens minus 6.5.
That feels. I mean, I know Lamar's. I hope Lamar's coming back for their sake. I think I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna take the points with the Bears, but I'm gonna take the Ravens to win. But I'm gonna put it at I'm gonna go 3.
All right, I'm taking Bears plus 6.5.
Okay.
And I am taking Bears 3.
There you go. The definition of a head-to-head matchup there. All right, Buffalo, the Bills coming off a bye. Yeah, they were on a bye last week. Going to Carolina. This game brought to you by Super Bowl legend Don Beebe.
Legendary for knocking the ball out of Leon Lett's hand.
Yep. What do we got here, buddy? What's the
So
what's the spread?
it is Panthers at home getting 7.5. So Bills minus 7.5.
All right. So the key here is that it is Panthers at home.
It is Panthers at
To
home.
me. So I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take the Bills, though, to win, but I'm going to put this at. I'm going to put this at this is the Costanza special. I'll put it at 7.
You talked me into it. I'm going to take the Panthers plus 7.5, but I'm taking the Bills, and I'm taking this much higher. I'm taking the Bills at 12.
Okay. Yeah, I figured you might. I don't know. Like, again, the Panthers at home they scare me for some reason. All right, another team that scares me for wrong reasons. Jets at Bengals. This one brought to you by Lavernius Coles. What do we got here, buddy?
Bengals minus 6.5.
All right, so the Jets on the road getting 6.5. Yeah, I don't trust the Jets. I'm laying the points with the Bengals. This is a Joe Flacco revenge game too, right?
It is.
Any former Jet. So I'll take Bengals minus the 6.5. And I'll take Bengals. I'll go all the way up to I'll go 9.
Okay, hold on a sec. I need to fix something. Okay, so I have Bengals minus 6.5. Did you take Bengals too? With the
I took Bengals to win. That is 9.
And I have Bengals 8.
Bengals 8. All right, moving on here. I guess this one could be brought to you by D'Amico Ryans. 49ers at Texans. I have it being brought to you by Trendon Holiday. Did he play for the 49ers and the Texans? D'Amico Ryans?
I don't think he played for the 49ers. I think he just
Okay,
coached
I didn't
there.
think so. I didn't think so.
I think
either.
I think he just played for them and the Eagles, like the Texans and the Eagles.
Okay. So Trendon Holiday is going to present this one. This one's in Houston. What do we got for a spread?
So it is Texans plus 1.5 right now.
Okay, so the 49ers laying 1.5 on the road. Whoo, buddy. So yeah, I'm going to ride with the 49ers here. I'm going to lay the 1.5, and I'll go 49ers. So let's see. I'll still keep it low. I'm going to go 6.
Okay, so I will tell you right now that this line has moved to Texans minus 1.5.
Wonder why.
So I'm going to take. I think they just trust. I guess the Texans defense a little more.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm taking Texans plus the 1.5, and I'm also picking the Texans.
Okay.
For 4 points.
4. All right. Up next, we got 2 more early games here. Browns at Patriots. This one brought to you by Tom Tupa, punter extraordinaire from years gone by. What do we got, buddy? What's the line here?
It is Patriots minus 7.5.
Okay, so the Browns on the road getting 7.5. Browns are feisty, man. And I know the Patriots are kind of riding this high. They've won a couple in a row. The Drake looks really good. I think I'm going to take the points with the Browns. I know it makes no sense. But I'm going to take I've done less sensible things, I guess. I'm going to take the Browns. I'm going to take the points with the Browns. I'll still take the Patriots to win. Let's see. I'll put it at I'm going to go 10.
So I'm taking the Patriots because they're at home. They're not in Cleveland, so I'll take the Patriots there.
Fair.
And then I have Patriots 6.
6. All right. All right, last early window game here, a rematch from a couple Thursday nights ago when the Giants pulled the upset. Giants going into Philadelphia this time. This one brought to you by Jeff Fiegels, another punter. Jeff Fiegels.
Not
What do we
Jeff
got
Eagles.
on the line, buddy? Not Jeff Eagles.
I like this guy's names because he is F the Eagles.
Right. That's why I did it, buddy.
Good call.
All right, what we got on the line here?
We got Eagles -7.5.
So the Giants are getting 7.5 2 weeks after beating the Eagles straight up. I mean, it is in Philadelphia.
It's a crazy mixed up world, Paul.
Am I crazy taking the Giants with the points here?
I'm taking the points.
Okay, I'll still go Eagles to win. I'll put it at let me see what I got here. 13's the highest.
Yep.
We can do this week. I'm not going that. Well, hang on. Gotta see. This is why I should do this beforehand. I'll go 5 on the Eagles. 5.
Giants +7.5.
Mm-hmm.
Giants 1.
Hey, there we go, buddy. Think we might know what your upset pick of the week is. I guess I didn't. Remind me after this. I'll review how we did on our picks this past week. I forgot to do that. I'm not with it today, buddy.
Something's missing.
Something's missing. All right. All right. 3 late games here. First off, Bucks at Saints. This one brought to you by Carl Nix, one of the guards who was key to the protecting Drew Brees back in the day. What do we got as a line here, buddy?
We got Saints +5.5.
Saints +5.5. So the Bucks are laying 5.5. I'm going to lay the points. This is tricky, man. Saints have played better at home this year. Bucks have got a ton of injuries. I'm going to lay the points. I'll take Bucks. Something's got to be a high number here, so I guess I'll go Bucks 11.
So I'm taking the Saints in the points.
Okay.
And I'm taking Bucks 10.
All right, now to the I guess honestly this might be the game of the week. Well, no, the Sunday night game is probably the game of the week, but Cowboys Broncos. This one brought to you by Ronald Leary. Well, what position did Mr. Leary play?
He was an offensive guard, kind of like Montre Holland.
Oh, there you go. All right. All right. So Cowboys at Broncos. What we got for a line?
It is Broncos -3.5.
All right. So the Cowboys on the road getting 3.5. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with the Broncos. And I'm going to go Broncos. Let's see. What do I have left here? What could I have left to use? I guess I'll go. Just for you, buddy, I'll go 12. Broncos 12.
Broncos 5.
You're laying the points with the Broncos?
Yeah, I'm laying the points. Broncos -3.5.
Okay. All right. All right. Last late game, Titans at Colts. This one brought to you by Jeremy McNichols, the current. Is that the Washington Commanders?
He is.
McNichols?
He's the guy poaching all the carries from
Bill. Yeah. But he did play for the Titans and Colts, obviously. What do we got here for a spread, buddy?
Colts -14.5.
Jesus Christ. So the Titans on the road getting 2 touchdowns and the hook. All right, so I'm laying the points. So this is easy. Lay the points with the Colts, and I'm going all the way to a 13 on this one.
Colts -14.5. Colts 13.
There we go. Congratulations to the Tennessee Titans for beating the Indianapolis Colts. There's no way this isn't going to.
Jerry, it's a lock.
It's a lock, Jerry. All right, Sunday night, big game here. Green Bay Packers go to visit Ron in Pittsburgh. That's a Ron revenge game. What do we got for a spread? But this one, by the way, brought to you by our good buddy Dick Cap. I need to be stopped, Brandon.
No. You're out of control, Paul.
I'm out of control.
All right, it is Steelers plus 3.5 at home.
All right, so the Packers on the road laying 3.5. Man, I feel like Rodgers is going to come out gunslinging on this one, right?
I know. I'm taking the points.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that too. So we're both taking the points. I'm going to take the Packers to win. I think this is going to be my 1. I'm going to go 1 on this one.
Okay, I've got Packers 7.
Packers 7. All right, last but certainly not least, only one Monday night game this week. It's brought to you by Rich Gannon, former MVP, right? Didn't he won the MVP award?
He did 2002, the year that they went to the Super Bowl.
Right. Commanders at Chiefs. Do we have any word on Daniels? Is he out this week? Is it Mariota again?
It's still questionable right now. So it's still up in the air.
What do we got for a spread?
So it is on ESPN. It is minus 10.5.
All right,
and in the market, it is also still minus 10.5. So that seems to indicate there hasn't been any breaking news about Daniels coming back.
So I'm going to lay the points with the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs. What do I have left here? 13, 11, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I guess I got to do 2 for this one. But hang on, let me. Okay, I'm gonna switch this up. I'm switching this up. I'm gonna go Chiefs 11.
Okay.
And I'm changing my Bucks over Saints. I'm gonna stay with the Bucks, but I'm gonna go to 2 on that one.
Okay. And who are you taking with the spread?
The Chiefs, laying the 10.5 with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I am taking the Chiefs minus 10.5, and I have Chiefs 11.
11. Okay, so we're both on 11 on that one. All right, so before I forget, let me go through week 7, see how we did on our picks here. So for the week, I was 6-9. You were 8-7. So hey, buddy, you got above 500. I'm 47-61 for the season. This is against the spread, and you are 49-59. In the confidence for the week of week 7, I was 9-6. You were 12-3, buddy. How about that?
Whoa!
This according to this, you're 12-3. Double check ESPN to see, but
yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at this now.
In points,
I was 12-3.
There you go, buddy. Told you. In points, you had 604. I'm at 548.
I've moved it. I do know that I moved into second place in our group now, or I'm tied for second with
Matt Eberflus.
With Matt Eberflus.
We thought it was Brock Purdy. Now we'll tune in next week to see who we think it is next week. You did beat me head to head. We were head to head on 4 games. You won 3 of them. I only won 1. So, oh well. We're head to head in week 8. By the way, we're going to be head to head on 4 games again. So
let's hope I can replicate that success.
All right. Let's go to here. We'll kind of tie these in together. Oh, actually, before we do that, win-loss game. I'm at 55 points. You were at 53 for the season. So, all right, let's move into our George is getting upset.
This is not good. Worlds are colliding. George is getting upset.
Okay, so for the season, I'm 4-2. You are 1-5. We both missed our upsets last week. I think. Yeah, we both know because I had no. You got your upset last week.
Yeah, because it was a technical upset.
So I apologize. Let me correct this real quick. Hang on. So for the season, I am now 4-3. You are 2-5 for the season on the upsets. What do you have for your upset, mañana?
I'm gonna go Bears. Bears. The Bears over the
Over
Ravens.
Ravens. Okay. That seems reasonable. For me, I am gonna go. Did I take an upset in confidence? I don't think I technically took an upset in the confidence, but did I? No. Oh, hang on. Nope, that doesn't count. Yeah, I didn't really. I guess I got to hedge against something.
You're gonna go out on a limb here.
Got to go on a limb. What the hell? No, I'm not going to do that.
You take the Giants over the Eagles.
No, there was another one I'm really tempted to do. Yeah, I didn't pick any upsets in the. So okay, just for yucks, I'm gonna go Browns over Patriots.
Browns over Patriots.
Yep.
Whoa.
This is the second time I've picked Browns. It didn't work for me last time. Probably won't work for me this time, but what the hell, buddy? You only live once. All right, let's move up to Jerry. It's a lock.
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now.
All right, so good news for me. I am 7-0 on my locks.
I'm 6-1,
you are
right?
6-1, yeah. I'll let you go first again here. What's your lock of the week?
Well, I can't. I won't pick the team playing against the Titans again this week because that seems too obvious.
Seems unfair, right?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Chiefs over Commies.
All right, Chiefs over Commanders for Brandon. For myself, and we're out of Survivor, right? So we're not picking a Survivor.
We don't have to have a Survivor today.
Sad day. I'm gonna go lock of the week. No, I really don't want to jinx Donnie.
Bengals over Jets.
Yeah, that's probably the play. No,
Bills over Panthers.
Well, I actually thought about that for my upset, to be honest. Falcons. I'll go Falcons over Dolphins.
That's a good one.
Falcons over Dolphins. I had Falcons as my upset last week. They let me down, so they'll probably let me down again. They'll save McDaniel's job for one more week. I really thought about taking Panthers. Should I take Panthers over Bills as the upset? I almost feel like.
Do it, Paul. Do it.
Yeah, what the hell? We'll change. So I'm changing. I'm going to go Panthers over Bills as my upset. Which, by the way, if that happens, if the Bills lose and the Patriots win, the Bills are going to be. I mean, the Patriots are going to be in.
Well, the Patriots are already favored to win the division right now.
Yeah, because they're 5-2. Bills are 4-2.
And the Patriot. Have you seen the Patriots schedule?
Well, there's that, and the Patriots already beat the Bills once.
Right.
So yeah, if you're the Bills, you can't really mess around with this Panthers game. You got to go get in, get out, get a win, and move on.
Now, on the bright side for me, if the Panthers beat the Bills, then that makes the Cowboys' loss over there look a lot better. So
True.
there's that.
True. There is that. Yeah. Okay. Any other Week 8 thoughts before we move on here?
I think that's
I
it.
I do want to, before we sign off for the week, I do want to send our condolences to the family of Doug Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if everybody saw the over the weekend. It was like right as the late games were kicking off on Sunday, the announcement came out that he passed away. I believe he was 38. He was far too young. However old he was, gone too young. There's an investigation going on. I know there was some speculation about what happened. We won't get into that here, but sounds like he was in maybe not a great place mentally. So I just want to take this moment to just tell everybody, take care of yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
Get help if you need
get
it.
your mental health. Get help if you need it. I haven't discussed this with you, Brandon, but I was wondering maybe if we as a show, we could maybe try to come up with a way. I'm open to ideas. Come up with a way maybe to raise some money so we could maybe donate to either a mental health cause, suicide prevention, something of that nature. Maybe we can talk about it more often.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Figure something out. And we'll and once we do, obviously we'll share it on the show, that so folks, if they want to donate, you obviously can. I will say from me personally, suicide is definitely something that has, I don't want to say touched my life. I've had several high school classmates take their own lives. Unfortunately, I've had college classmates do. I've had more than one, and that's too much.
Yep.
So, there's always reason to keep going, folks, and get help if you need it. I don't want to end the show on a somber note, but I just felt the need to address it.
Absolutely.
So I hope everybody's doing okay out there, and if you're not, again, get some help.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. But we'll be back next week. We'll have we're Halloween's right around the corner, man. I mean, it's have your kids gotten their costumes?
We're doing a family costume. We're doing a family costume this year. So we're doing so they're going to be my wife and the two daughters are going to be the three members of Huntrix from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay.
And I'm going to be their manager, Bobby. So Paul, you need to get with the program and watch the movie, buddy.
Yeah, I do. I think my oldest has checked it out. Maybe my youngest too, but yeah, you're right. I do. You're right. I do
get with the times.
And, get with the times. Stop watching Seinfeld and old movies.
Yeah, stop watching movies and subtitles.
Right. Yeah, put down La Ciénaga and get with K-pop Demon Hunters. Yep. No, so we'll see everybody next week. Hope everybody has a good week, and until we see you next time, happy football.